Thank you, Mr. Chair and Representative Benson. I, like Representative Murphy, this is the first time that I've actually heard the bill, though I've heard a lot of clamoring about it. I just had a quick question in your opening remarks, and then Representative Simon kind of followed up to say that there's some issues around felons voting, and that the few people that we found that were voting illegally were felonies, or had felonies rather. Last year, Representative Champion had a bill, House File 881, that provided a way for us to send a note or a letter or a notice to felons, letting them know that their civil rights had been restored after they had cleared all of the hurdles that they needed to clear. And if I'm not mistaken, that provision was vetoed by Governor Pawlenty. I guess I want to get a sense of what your thoughts are on having that kind of process in which we let felons know when they can't vote, but then we're clear, because laws are different in different states on this matter, and sending out a notice to them letting them know that their civil rights have been restored.
Representative Benson?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Hayden, I don't know of the bill. I guess I wouldn't be opposed to taking a relook at the bill. I don't know why, if it was an omnibus bill or something, why the governor would have vetoed it. I can't imagine the cost of notifying felons who are now eligible to vote would be all that expensive. But I really can't make comment because I'm not aware of the language of the bill.
Representative Hayden.
I think that kind of gets at the point is this, as we go down this process, I'm dodging you with Representative Flowick there, is that as we go down this process, I think, hopefully depending on how far this bill goes, that this is something we can add, but it gets at the issue I think that Representative Simon is saying, is that there are a lot of different issues that maybe we haven't thought about in our haste to kind of get this bill to us. I know you said, and you made mention of this, and that's why I'm bringing it up, that this is what you ran on and this is what people wanted you to do. And so I know, and with great respect, and I know I've watched you here, and you're a seasoned professional, but you're new to this body. And part of that process, and I learned this my last 2 years, is to really kind of go through the process and do research and talk to advocates and get a sense of what the history has been around here on this issue. And so in particular, with this bill that got vetoed last year with Representative Champion, I think it started to help that process. One of the big issues that I think we're going to hear and that you've talked about is this issue of voter fraud with people who are ineligible to vote because of their prior criminal conviction. Well, we had a bill to try to help fix that, and it got vetoed. And so part of this process, I think, is for us to really kind of think deeply about everyone in this process, and not just those anecdotally in the Rochester area or Olmsted County or some of your travels, but to really think about this from a much broader perspective statewide, and talk to other members that might have started to deal with this issue in maybe a different kind of way, as opposed to this full frontal, every single person needs to have an identification. So that's just some food for thought, and I just wanted to get that on the record.
Any further reaction? Representative Benson?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Hayden. Well, I think that as part of the process that needs, and for the record, this isn't any new language. It's been around for a few years. It's probably the third attempt at trying to address it. But there is plenty of time to make some modifications where it makes sense. I don't know if that's a separate bill that could be added later. I'd certainly like to see how it, to me at least, it doesn't get to changing fundamentally about what we're trying to do, and that is to ensure that people, when they show up at the polling place, have a photo ID so they can verify to the judge who they are before they sign on the dotted line, they get their ballot, and they go place their ballot.